Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for February 2025. We're going to jump right in here. You have this card that says expect a powerful change, and you also have this card that says step out of a comfort zone. To have a powerful change, then you're probably going to have to step outside of a comfort zone. And the King of Cups here, he kind of represents going to places you've never been before. So he has this boat behind him on the card that is kind of hard to see, but I'll show you in a minute. And that boat kind of represents exploring the unknown, or exploring something that you've never explored before. It could be tied to your emotions as well. The King of Cups, he is very emotional. He's sitting in the deep ocean, and the story of the card is that he's explored his emotions to a very deep level. And so sometimes it's like whatever we're exploring, we might have like an emotional connection to, or it might be something that if we were to accomplish it, for example, if it's like a goal or something that you're trying to accomplish, there could be some emotions attached to it. And that's definitely something to think about. What I'm thinking about here is we go 9 of Cups to the 3 of Cups as well. So, these are good feelings here, Libra. And, this would really be about tapping into those things that make you feel good. With the 9 of Cups, 9 of Cups, I think people forget, is really a card of alignment. And we have to be in alignment with exactly what we want to get it with the 9 of Cups. And we can't worry about what's going on around us. The King of Cups, he has choppy waters all around him, but he is perfectly fine. So the other point of the King of Cups is that it doesn't matter what's going on around him. He is perfectly fine. So he is in control of his emotions. And I would say that kind of like really being in alignment with what you want and making sure that things, don't knock you off your square, right? He's sitting on this square right here. This, looks like a concrete slab in the middle of the ocean. And so nothing can knock him off his square. And I think as long as you kind of like control your emotional state this month, that things will go really well for you. It looks like a really nice reading so far. And, we'll see what comes up, of course. You have the 9 of Cups. Again, 9 of Cups is about being in alignment. I do feel wish fulfillment here, and you have 2 9s. Sometimes I feel, especially with 2 9s, especially when one of those 9s is the 9 of Pentacles, which it is, that you could just be in a more independent place at this time. You could really be focusing on your independence and, finding fulfillment on your own. Now, we do have love showing up in this reading, but, what I have learned in life is that when we do become more like truly independent, that we usually attract a person who is also truly independent. And I think that sometimes that like 2 independent people who don't need each other but want each other, that is usually like the best type of relationship, because it's like you don't need each other for anything, and it's just kind of like there's more like non-attachment in the connection, right? But we're talking about coming from a good place. So a lot of you, without even seeing it here in the reading, like we don't see anything that would suggest healing in this reading. There like aren't any healing cards here yet, but the 2 9s kind of say that you have maybe healed yourself to a certain point where you're better able to take care of yourself, or you kind of have healed, and that could be attracting something really great, like a very solid connection, if that's something you want. And yeah, it just feels really good. You have the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups can, of course, represent like your community or a reunion. These 3 ladies are celebrating a harvest on the 3 of Cups. We also go up to the 9 of Pentacles. She kind of has a harvest, right? She has these grapes behind her on the 9 of Pentacles. And the grapes in the tarot represent something that is very difficult to grow, but she can do it well. And so if you have, like, what it says for you, Libra, is that if you have a skill that is hard for most people, but you can do well, that you could be having a harvest because of your skills. And, I always tell people, like, I try to remind people that tarot isn't just something that magically happens. Tarot is energy that you have to work with. So I would also, whenever I see a card like this, I like to tell people, like, do something to become even better. Sorry, I just hit puberty, so my voice is cracking. But, do something to improve your skills, right? Because if you make them even stronger, then you'll get a better result. With the King of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. Definitely like could have healed from a Ten of Swords moment. I'm pretty sure in your last reading that I did for you, you had the Ten of Swords, or maybe it was the week before that, I'm not sure. But the Ten of Swords can definitely represent like something coming to its complete conclusion. He is dead, done, over with. And so usually the Ten of Swords represents something that is dead, done, over with. He's making this symbol right here with his hand that represents a blessing. So usually whatever leaves our lives with the Ten of Swords is a blessing in disguise. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Devil. This is like kind of changing things, obviously, and the Devil could be like toxic energy. So you could have dealt with someone who is like negatively emotional, like overly emotional, or had toxic emotions in the past, and you could be walking away from that. I also just feel that some of you are kind of like walking away from negative emotions, period. If you have, sometimes I think we have certain emotions that control us, and maybe that's what you're healing, is those emotions that control you, so you have better control over yourself. Again, I still get this very like independent feeling from this reading. So, again, that could be something that you have been working on. With the Three of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles, another very kind of like independent card. I just get like a very practical, straightforward energy coming off of this Queen of Pentacles, which she is practical and straightforward. So I feel, and again, this is a good energy because it just says that the energy this week or this month, you will be more practical, straightforward, working on things that you want to work on. And it also just says, like, I kind of get this feeling of just keeping things simple at this time. So I think as humans, we have complexity bias. So we automatically think that, if something's more complicated, that it's going to be the right answer, but usually it isn't. And so I would just keep things simple is what I'm getting with that card. You could also be attracting a Capricorn. Again, the Devil doesn't have to be a bad thing, but Queen of Pentacles and Devil are both Capricorn. So you could be attracting a Capricorn. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Day and Night card. It says there's current disharmony due to existing differences in some matter. I feel like you've already been through this. Again, I feel if you have something toxic or had something toxic in your life, you're already walking past it. Or, Ten of Swords, dead, done, over with. You have that North Node card, which the North Node just moved into Pisces. And it says step out of your comfort zone. So I think you're already kind of moving past this. You have this Sagittarius card. It says expansion. It says you are ready to expand and move forward to your next lucky break. Yes. So I like that. I feel you are expanding. I feel like you have released, if you are even dealing with something from the past, I feel like you are already kind of like moving past it. The reason I also say that is, we have the Nine of Wands here. This guy is like looking over to the Ten of Swords and the King of Cups, but he is moving forward. He is the Nine of Wands is a card that says don't give up. It says keep pushing forward, and he's giving something one last try. It's interesting as well that we go down to the Ace of Wands, which is one wand. He's holding on to one wand. And we also go down to the Two of Wands. He's holding on to one wand here. And so, all this one wand energy is saying to me that you are focusing on new beginnings or a passionate new beginning. Ace of Wands is always out with the old and with the new. And so even if we read it this way, going this direction, it's like you're releasing someone who is overly emotional and then you're finding new love in the future. Like literally, that's how that's set up. So I feel a lot of you could be just like releasing the past. You have the Four of Pentacles. Again, there's something emotional about this reading here, Libra, but this is not like this is not bad emotions. This is like, I feel like this is good. It's like you are doing something to release the types of emotion that like hold you back. And, I don't think, like, one of my big bones to pick with the spiritual community is the whole emotion thing, where, it's like there's a lot of spiritual teachers that talk about like not being angry, for example. It's like, well, it's a human emotion. We should be angry. There are usually reasons for it, right? And so it's like, I don't think it's about eliminating emotion. I think that it's about learning how to live with it and how to conquer it and use it for the positive. And so I feel a lot of emotional development going on in the first part of this reading. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents a blessing. He is making the same symbol with his hand right here that the guy on the Ten of Swords is making. And so, like I said, definitely could be some sort of blessing in disguise coming in for you. The Hierophant sometimes I feel can also come up when we are leveling up spiritually in life, or we are, getting to the next level with spiritual growth. And I definitely feel you are. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Star card. Yes, resting, relaxing, recovering, hope, faith, renewal, healing, all those things that we've kind of already talked about. And it is almost like you have had a Tower moment here. And, the Tower moment is a powerful change. So you have this expect a powerful change card. And then you have the Star. So the star usually comes up after the tower in the major arcana. It can represent healing from a tower moment. So I kind of feel like it's saying that. And there's definitely like some sort of passionate new beginning coming in for you. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. Every single air sign had the Queen of Swords in this set of readings. The Queen of Swords, she is seeing things clearly for the first time. So she only has clouds like halfway up her body, and she is seeing the future more clearly. We go this way, she would be looking in this direction towards the Lovers and the Knight of Wands. And so I feel that some of you, it's like you're seeing a brighter future in love. And the Knight of Wands, I feel, is you being more open to adventure, you being more open to just trying new things. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Here and Now card and this Observer card. I feel the Here and Now card is really talking about the whole, I feel like the Here and Now card is really talking about your independence. It's funny that I said non-attachment as well, because this would be like non-attachment, just being present, in living in the moment. And I was getting something about that on the Nine of Pentacles. Like, we don't necessarily look at her as a card of non-attachment, but I feel that that's what you're practicing here. And I also feel like you are like working on your independence. And also with the Observer card, I feel you are more in this position of observation. I would actually argue that observation is a really good energy right now, especially with Pluto and Aquarius. That kind of like, hearing those things that are not being said, right? Like reading between the lines is definitely a skill that I think everybody should develop during Pluto and Aquarius. Like, maybe it's not the full meaning of Pluto and Aquarius. I think maybe it's just like a little piece of the energy that we'll be experiencing, but being able to listen and hear or see what is not being said is going to be a good skill to develop. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Lovers. Nine of Pentacles, again, practicing independence. Amazing card for your focus as well. She has this falcon right here. She's training her focus. As always with you, Libra, it's also a great card for your environment. I really feel that for the past few years, there has been a focus on your environment, Libra, the energy that's around you, the things that you put into your head, the information you listen to, the people you surround yourself with. I would really be paying attention to all of that. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is like having a desire for something better. He is standing at the top of his castle, but he has a whole world in his hands. And he could get out into that world and go have new experiences. And that's what I feel like you're looking for, Libra, is like new experiences. Or, it's almost like you are asking yourself, like, is this it? It's like, is what I've experienced so far, is it as good as it can get? So I kind of feel that question for you, and maybe you're kind of challenging yourself in a good way and saying that you want to experience more in life, and I feel that is definitely good, especially since that we go down to the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands is very spontaneous, adventurous. He goes on these adventures to experience more out of life, and I feel like that's what you're looking for. You have the Lovers. Definitely could be love coming in for you, of course. Could be a fire sign. You always get fire with me. Could be any sign, general reading. If there is love coming in, I feel this could be a perfect match. Like I said, I feel that that you are attracting a person who's very independent. I also feel like that you're very independent. But it feels like a good thing to me, that it feels good that there is no attachment. And I'm not saying that you won't be attaching to the person. I'm saying that there's none of that like toxic attachment going on here that I can feel. So, I think this could be very good for you. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups. Yes, we have the King and Queen of Cups here. Definitely could be a good connection. Even though we have the Ten of Swords, I'm still not worried about that Ten of Swords. I feel like there's a lot going on emotionally in the first part of your reading. So I feel the Ten of Swords, could be talking about things emotionally that you've been through. I also feel like you could be attracting a person who has been through a lot of hurts, but I always say, I feel like there are two things that a person can do when they've been like really, really hurt by other people, right? They can develop a chip on their shoulder and become a complete jerk, or they can go the other direction and they can look at it as a lesson that they're not going to repeat. And I feel that if you are attracting a person that has been hurt, that they are the positive. I feel like this person has developed through it. With the Two of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict and competition, but I literally said that I felt like you were challenging yourself. The Five of Wands is not a bad card. These people are using sticks to fight. They're not using swords. And so the card itself can say that you are learning how to fight. You are learning how to challenge yourself. And that's really what I feel like the reading is saying. The Five of Wands can represent immature energy. And I don't normally say that, but we also have the Knight of Wands, which can also be a little bit of an immature energy. I don't think you're attracting anyone immature. I feel that this is saying that something is developing. So for those of you that are going on new adventures, I feel like the adventure is immature, but that does not mean that you shouldn't do it. It just means that you are going to go through a process of development if you are starting something new. I mean, you have this card that says expect a powerful change. That is probably the adventure that you'll be going on. And I feel that the reading itself is saying that it's like, it's like how you start and how you end are two totally different things. And so just realize that it's a process. With the Lovers, you have the Hangman. It's like this is what you've been waiting for. I definitely feel if you're attracting love that this is something where maybe you put yourself on pause to heal like the Hangman, or to gain enlightenment on how you feel about connections, and now you have gained answers. Next, in the area of your outcome for the good stuff, you have this Calm card and this Reconnect card. I really feel you're reconnecting with yourself with that Reconnect card. Those two plants on the card, they look very similar. And so I feel a lot of you are reconnecting. And how funny is it that the Calm card, the plant is inside of a cup? Again, there is something about your emotional development going on here, Libra, and I feel it's very good for you. It's like whatever emotions inside of yourself that you've conquered, I feel this is like leading to a very positive new direction. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. 2 sixes kind of says that you're on the right path. You're going in the right direction. I love 2 sixes because, again, to me, it says you're going in the right direction. 6 of Pentacles is planting seeds or getting started on your journey. And a lot of you, I feel, are getting started on a journey here with that card. You have the Six of Cups. 6 of Cups can be like a childlike connection, something very playful, kind of like a soulmate as well. So if you're looking for love, this reading definitely looks good. I also feel this reading just looks good for you just in general. And, the Six of Cups is about kind of protecting your inner child. These children are inside these castle walls, and they're being guarded by this guard over here. And so a lot of you could be protecting your own happiness or like your inner happiness with that card, which I would suggest, especially with the Nine of Cups. We cannot waver in our vibration with the Nine of Cups. We have to be making sure to nurture a positive vibration. You have the Knight of Wands, very adventurous reading and also spontaneous. There could be spontaneous opportunity to challenge yourself here. And I would accept the challenge, whatever it is. With the Six of Pentacles, you have 2 cards. You have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Of course, definitely love. Knight of Cups is a knight in shining armor. I like the King of Pentacles because he can represent someone permanent coming into your life, or kind of like a permanent connection that's coming in for you. So there definitely is like a solid connection coming in for those of you that want love with these 2 cards. Also really good for money. With the Six of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, again, I feel like you have to walk away completely from the past, if you want love. Ten of Swords is something that is dead, done, over with. And the Eight of Cups is about walking away. He is walking away from those 8 cups. Now, he doesn't know if he's walking towards fulfillment or not. I also kind of feel if you have walked away from something, that this is saying that you made the right decision, because I am feeling like some of you are wondering if you made the right choice or not. And this is kind of like a yes to that question, especially in the good stuff. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is this or that thinking. Again, how you start and how you end is going to be completely different. She is thinking this or that, but she has a third place over here. I always say Two of Swords is really about the third option that no one is thinking about. The Two of Swords is my card of third place solutions. Most people think this or that for pretty much everything that exists. But the people who are truly successful, the innovators, which we need to be innovative because of Pluto and Aquarius, are the ones who are successful. The people who just kind of, do something completely different than everyone else. And I know I'm speaking very generally, but, this could be in business, could be in love, could be with your emotions. It's like choosing to go against the grain, or not even choosing to do things unlike anyone else before is kind of like what you need to do here. You have this Inkpot card says problems to be resolved. Yeah, whatever the Ten of Swords and Devil are, whether that's a past person or your emotions, if you haven't fully healed, which I feel like most of you have, because mostly because you have the Ten of Swords to the Hierophant, but the wand thing, the Nine of Wands, Ace of Wands, Two Wands, they're all grabbing onto one wand. So I feel like you are moving forward. You have this Mule card. It says someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Yes, I tell everyone during Mars retrograde, we need to be very careful of stubborn people who are too fixed in how they are approaching things or how they're working on things, because they will just hold you back. So I would be careful. You have this card. It says success on it, and there is definitely success in this reading. It's also like a really good work reading as well. Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles as well. So definitely very successful. You have this Shield card. It says you need to defend yourself. I think you need to protect your emotions. Six of Cups, we were literally talking about you guarding your inner child. And so I would be protecting your emotional state or your happiness with this card. You also have this Eye. It says psychic ability, trust your intuition. Very intuitive time. So I would definitely, and the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. So I would trust your intuition. But this looks really good here, Libra. I like this. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.